Okay, I guess we're glutton for punishment. So, welcome to part 2 of Mr. Blue. So, we're going to be talking about the server farm switch. So, one of the things this is going to be our server for the VLAN databases. So, we're going to put all our VLAN databases in here, and it's going to replicate that data onto all these other switches. So, it's going to replicate to the red, the blue, and the green, the red, the green, and yellow switch. So we're going to go, let's look at some of the configuration stuff here we're going to do. First, we're going to clear our VLAN database just to make sure there is no previous VLANs in here. So this is how we're going to start the process. So we're going to do show flash. That's going to show us the VLAN database. We're going to delete it. And then we're going to view it again, make sure it's been deleted. We're going to reload. And then from there, we're going to go into setting up some basic things on our router, or a switch, I should say. One of the things we're going to do is set up our host name, set it up to be blue. We're going to enable our enable password. We're going to call it Cisco. We're going to do service encryption. We're going to do no IP domain lookup. And then we're going to do the line console. And then we're going to do the domain. We're going to create the VLANs. And then we're going to create the switch ports. And that's it. That's all the steps that we need, at least the minimum steps to get this to work. All right, so let's go ahead and open up the switch. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so it fits in the page nicely. So we're going to go to the CLI. We're going to type in enable. And I'm just going to do a show run just to see if there's any other configurations in here. So looks like there's some basic configurations in here, not all of them. So we want to go ahead and clear those just to make our lives easier. So here we're going to scroll down. Here we're going to do show flash. So here we can see here we can see our 3 files. Here's our configuration. Here's the operating system. Here's our config file. Here is our VLAN database. So again, we're just going to type in VLAN.delete, and we're going to hit enter. We're going to confirm, and then we're going to up arrow and just verify that that's gone. And then we're just going to type in reload and just say reload, and we'll double check to make sure. I don't know if the configuration has been saved on the switch, but let's just double check. If not, so I guess that was also saved. All right. So again, we can just do show flash, and then again we can just type in delete. And then we can just paste that in there. Oh, I guess not what I wanted to do. We can do config.text. There we go. Let's just make sure that is gone. So now we should be able to just type in reload, and then we're going to say reload. Now we don't need to do this for all the other switches, just for this one here. Okay, so let's go ahead and do enable, show run, and now everything. All right, everything is gone. Perfect. So let's scroll up and go through our little steps here. So we're going to go and do config T, and then we're going to go with host name, and we're going to go with blue, and we're going to fix that so it looks a little nicer. I guess I must hit cap lock. There we go. We're going to just type in enable. And we're going to type in secret. And again, we're going to set the password as Cisco. We're going to do service. I'm going to skip this for last. I'm going to show you why in a moment. We'll do that one last. So we're going to do no IP domain lookup. This is going to stop if we mistype something instead of Windows or the Cisco trying to do this. So let's step out for a second. I want to just show something here. So if we do a show run here, oh, I already typed in enable secret. So here, if I didn't type that in already, this would show here is the password Cisco. But because I typed it in there, it's going to show that it's encrypted. So my bad. So now we're going to go back to config T, and now we're going to do line console 0. We're going to set up a password. And then we're going to use the word Cisco. We're going to do log in. Then we're going to do logging synchronous. So this way, when we're typing, when we get error messages and we get messages in between where we're typing, it just breaks into a new line, so it makes it easier for us to see. So now we did our logging synchronous. Now we're going to set up our exact timeout. And we're going to do 245, and we're going to set our history size of 10. Okay, so now to configure our VLAN server portion, we're going to type in exit. So now you can see we're no longer in config-line. So now we're just in config. So now we're going to do our VTP domain CCNA. There we go. Now it's set. We're going to go to VT mode and set server. And we're going to then set up our password. Okay, now we're going to set up our ATP password with Cisco. And then we're going to do our VLAN 5 and we're going to type in server name, and then we're going to do VLAN 15, and then we're going to name that marketing, and then we're going to do VLAN 25. We're going to type in name sales, and we're going to do VLAN 35 for, we're going to do a capital P since we've been doing printers. Oh, you got to do name in front of it. There we go. VLAN 45 for network management. Okay, now we've created all the VLANs on the switch. So now we're going to type in exit to get out of the VLAN configuration, and now we're going to go into our interfaces. So again, our interface 10 is our trunk, so that's our uplink. So when we're looking here, so this is going to be port 10. So here we can see this is gig 2. So this is our gig 2 interface. So here, so there's our first mistake. Okay. So that's going to be, there we go, 1, 2, 3, yep. And let's double check. That's 1, 2, 3. All right. So we're going to go to interface G/2, and then we're going to do switch port mode trunk, and we're going to add the description, going to core switch, and that's still there. Might as well peek, I guess, and look. To 2. All right. G/2. All right. Now we don't have to go anywhere, so we can just literally go to FA 0/1, and here we're going to do switch port access, and then we're going to tell it what VLAN. So we're going to tell it VLAN 5, and then we're going to type in description, and we're going to say to DHCP server, and then we can just literally up arrow, go to 2, up arrow. It's going to be the same VLAN access. Go up to our description and say DNS 1, and then go to our switch port 3 and switch port access. We're going to use the same command again, and then up arrow to our description and change that to DNS 2, and voila. We've now successfully, so let's do a show run. So there we go. We can see there's our secret password because we, did the service thing here. We can see here's our first 3 VLANs, our fast Ethernet for our DHCP or DNS, and there's our 2. So there we can see our description, the core switch on interface 2. This is our trunk, and we can see our line console. So because we didn't do, since we didn't enable servicing password encrypted, here we can see the password is in clear text. I forgot that when you do enable secret, that's encrypted, but this is not. So again, if we want to fix that, we can fix that easily by going back to config T and do enable, or sorry, I already did enable, do service password encryption. Now if we do exit, and then if we do a show run, there you go. You can see our password is now encrypted. All right. So what have we done so far? Part 1, we set up the 3 servers in blue. Part 2 of blue, we configured the switch. So we configured, so these 3 interfaces have the VLANs. This is set up as our trunk. We set up the server. We set up the VLAN database. So that's it. We're done with blue switch. All right. I'll see you in the core. Bye.